Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing another TikTok reaction compilation video. I've done a few in the past. This one's called Why America is Not the Greatest Country / How Stupid Are Americans. So I'm definitely a stupid American. That's why I do my channel. I don't really know a whole lot about the world. That's why I started doing my reactions. I started doing reactions to like the UK, then I started doing a little bit about Germany, branched over into like Denmark, Netherlands, mostly Netherlands. I am going to be starting to do other stuff, other countries and stuff like that. I've been doing some fun facts on my community tab. That's pretty interesting. I like doing that every day and everything. I'm going to add a little bit more comedy into the channel. So this right here is obviously some funny stuff. Like I said, I've done a couple TikTok compilations and stuff in the past. And they're just hilarious. And I will admit there is some dumb Americans out there. It's not our fault. The school system, I mean, some people it's their fault, right? There's just some people, no matter what country you go to, right? But for the most part, no, it's just our school system, our education isn't, geared towards teaching us about the world. We're not in Europe. We're not like separated, or like we're separated from Europe. We're not right there by all these other countries. We're not a small country ourselves. So there's a lot going on in this country that they teach about, and they fail to teach about the world and all that stuff. So another reason why I do my channel. But anyways, this is going to be a funny TikTok compilation of how stupid are Americans. So let's see how dumb I am too, right? We're going to check it out. It's going to be great.
Fuck? Y'all can take your kids to Galactic Toys, drop them off at Kid to Kid, and then go next door and buy yourself an AK-47. The land of the free and the home of the...
Jeez.
This wall can't be climbed. This is very, very hard. Plus, it's designed to absorb heat, so it's extremely hot. The wall is, you won't be able to touch it. You can fry an egg on that wall. So it's a very, very hard thing to climb.
As they're climbing it, that's classic. What?
1 second. If I had to describe Americans in one clip of this. America.
What's something that's clearly a scam, but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
They think the United States is like the best country in the world. You guys are like miserable. Yep. You don't get paid vacations. You get in debt to study. You have to pay to go to the doctor.
True.
Guns, just guns. Your prison system sucks. Metal detectors at school, like, not that you have that, but that you need that. Just everything in general.
Oh, we have it some places.
And you call yourself Americans.
Yeah, so that one, yeah, I agree. We've been brainwashed. Up until the point of me doing my channel, I believed a lot of the stuff that we're conditioned to believe and everything with the propaganda and whatnot, pretty much. But yeah, and that's another thing I like about my channel. I'm starting to learn a lot about the world. I'm starting to open up my eyes about how things really are out there, which is great.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
So I started my new job in the Netherlands. This was 3 years ago, and I was going through the company policy the first week, and I got to the section about leave, and they have a holiday leave, like PTO, and then they had sick leave in 2 different areas. And I was reading about sick leave, and I turned to my coworker, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, it talks about like the requirements for sick leave and like doctor notes like after 3 days, but how many sick days do we get a year? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, how many are there? It doesn't say. She's like, it's just if you're sick, you're out. I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, it's unlimited. It's just if you're sick, you take a sick day. She was confused. I was shocked. There's a moment I realized we're fucked up in America and how we deal with people being sick with work.
The U.S.
Yeah, what he's saying is, so you get a job, right? And a lot of times, like the first 90 days that you work there, it's what's called like a probationary period. And you can't be late, you can't be whatever for any reason, right? It's almost like zero tolerance. And then, maybe sick days are a little bit more tolerated with that, but 1 or 2 at most. After the 90 days, when they after your probationary period is over and everything, then usually see, you got a point system, right? So like a lot of times you'll have like one factory I worked at one time was like a 12-point system. So if you miss the whole day, you get 3 points. If you're late, you get 2 points. If you're late less than an hour, it's only 1 point. But you know what I mean? Like, so if it's over an hour, it's 2, right? If you work 30 days perfect attendance, you drop 1 of those points. But once you get to the 12, you're fired. Sick days, they only usually allow you to have a couple of them, 2, 3, 4 sick days a year at most. And whenever you're sick, whenever you have an issue, if there's traffic or your car don't start, it's just always a whole thing. They always act like you're the worst person in the world. Whenever you're even trying to get your vacation days that you're entitled to, it's almost like you're pulling their arm just to even get it sometimes around here. It's crazy. I mean, depending on where you work, of course, but...
Healthcare system is insane. I just want to start this off by saying that I have really good insurance under my parents' names. And I had to go to the ER in November for a cluster headache that was on day 2 that would not cease after migraine medication, everything that I could take and think of. So I had to go to the ER to make the pain stop because I literally couldn't do anything without shooting pain. Anyways, for the one visit, $34,000. $28,000 is not covered.
Yeah, America. That's real. I got health bills from in the past as well. Yeah.
My mom goes, well, when you go to the ER, did you check that they were in network? And I said, it's the same building where I go to my other doctors. I figured it would be in network. She goes, no, Lindsay, sometimes if the ER doctors are not in network, you have to check for the individual doctors. I'm like, Mom, it's the ER! You think I don't check that before I go?
Right? Man, I feel bad for her. Yeah, the emergency room. Why do you check
What
in?
is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Yeah, the thing with the emergency room is you just go, it's an emergency. You just go there. That's crazy. I feel bad for that girl.
There's a lot. This might have to be a series, but here's the first one that comes to mind. It's really 2 things in one. One night in mid-November, I woke up, I was having really bad chest pains, and I was like cold sweating and everything, all the symptoms of a heart attack. And I was sitting there in my bathroom like, should I call 112 for an ambulance? It's going to be so expensive. There was a moment I literally thought about riding my bicycle to the hospital because it's about a 10-minute bicycle ride away from my apartment. I called the ambulance in the end. It was completely covered by my insurance. After I had the heart attack in the hospital, it was around 5 or 6 in the morning when I woke up. And I remember the first thing I thought was, I need to get my phone. I have to tell my boss I can't come into work today. I mean, the first thing wasn't like calling my mom. It was literally calling my work because I didn't want to get fired. I wasn't going to get fired in the Netherlands for that.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
When I was in high school, I was asked, what language do you speak in England?
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Well, I remember visiting Warner Brothers, and our tour guide, in the beginning of the tour, he asked us where we all were from, and I told him that I was from Turkey. And every single time he would show something or tell us something, he would always say, well, you probably don't have that in Turkey. And I had to correct him every single time. It would be highways, but you probably don't have that in Turkey. Dumpsters, you probably don't have that in Turkey. Stray cats, you probably don't have that in Turkey. Netflix, you probably don't have that in Turkey. Ellen show, you probably don't have that in Turkey, and stuff like that. Like, where do you think I'm from?
That's the thing, though. That's how it's almost portrayed here in America. Like other countries, like a lot of these other countries is just portrayed that way. It's just crazy.
What do you think is here? A desert? Do you think we're riding camels? Like, I don't know.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So, before having an American driver's license, I only had my Danish one, and I had to use that at a store, at a Walmart. And the cashier looks at my Danish driver's license and she goes, "Oh, where are you from?" And I tell her, "Oh, I'm from Denmark." And she says, "Oh, where's that?" And I say, "It's in Scandinavia." And she goes, "Oh,
where's that?"
Where's that? And I tell her, "That's in Europe." And she goes, "Oh.
Where's that, really?"
"Oh, so in Canada."
Oh, wow.
I did not know how to respond to that.
Yeah, how would you?
What would you even... What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So when I was in Savannah, Georgia in 2015, I met a guy in a bar from Cleveland, Ohio. And after a short conversation, he asked me where I was from. So I said, "Oh, I'm Welsh, but I live in London, England, UK." And he was like, "Oh, wow. Your English is really good for someone that isn't American." No, sorry. I live in England. My first language, English.
And that's the thing, too. It's like, English language, the country England. Nobody puts the connection together that, like, they spoke English in England before America was even formed. English probably came from England. I don't know for sure. You know, things might be named different, and maybe English came from a different place and then went to England and became popular and got named that. I don't know. But wow, come on, people, right?
He was like, yeah, I know where England is, but your English is fantastic. How did you learn it so well? I'm like, well, in England, they speak English. That's kind of where the word English comes from.
Yeah. Exactly.
I said, I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
There we go, guys. What do you think? Am I as dumb as those people on the video, or you know, hopefully I'm doing better than them, right? Let me know. Let me know what's the dumbest thing an American ever told to you. And if you want to check out the original video, I'll have a link to the original video in the description section down below. You guys stay awesome, have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one.